Hey guys, Joe Cannon from SupplementClarity.com. Today I want to talk about a hair growth anti-gray supplement called Hair Regeneres. I'm probably pronouncing that right. I'm not sure. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's made by the same company that makes SeroVital HGH. So in this Hair Regeneres review, I want to take a look at the ingredients in the product and the research on the product and or its ingredients and see specifically what's the evidence that it might regrow hair and or reverse gray hair. Okay, so again, this is a anti-gray supplement and pro hair growth supplement, again made by the same company that makes SeroVital. As you can see from the picture, this is a two-system product. There is a hair thickening serum, and there is also a dietary supplement as well. And we're going to talk about each of them individually. So the product itself, Hair Regeneres, the product itself, does not appear to have any clinical studies on it, but it does have some unique ingredients, and they do list some research, as we'll talk about, on some of what they call the key ingredients in their products, okay? So over here on the left, we have the hair renewal supplement. On the right, we have the hair thickening serum. So we go back to this supplement and start at the top and go down. We see niacin, B6, biotin, pantothenic acid, etc. These are the usual cast of characters I will see in hair growth supplements. And then a little further down, we see the proprietary blend, which contains 4 different compounds, which the first of which is chromaviv, bioactive keratin peptides. That's a cool sounding name. And then below that, we have Keiko, rosemary, and turmeric. And this proprietary blend is giving people 725 milligrams of the proprietary blend in two gel caps. Okay, and the hair thickening system again has some unique ingredients I haven't seen before, most notably acetyl hexpeptide 1. And then a little bit below that, we have raspberry ketones as well. Raspberry ketones, as many people know, are a popular weight loss product. Food for thought, I have already debunked that. I don't believe raspberry ketones promotes weight loss. But in terms of hair growth, we're going to address that. Okay. So we go to the website of the product, which happens to be svhairregeneres.com, and they'll list a couple studies on the dietary supplement. They simply call them Study 1 and Study 2, and they are of what they call the active ingredient in the product, or the key ingredient. So let's talk about each study individually, and I'll give you the summary of the study, and I'll give you my thoughts on the study. Okay, so let's start with study number 1. Study number 1 lasted 120 days. That's pretty good. I like a study to last several weeks. And at the end of the study, people reported that they had some pretty impressive responses. Their hair was better, more hair growth, less gray hair, etc. Okay, looking pretty good. But what about this study? One of the things that jumped out at me is I can't find where this study is published in a medical journal. I searched clinical databases. I looked on the website. I'm unsure of where this study might be published. And if this is not a published peer-reviewed investigation, that would be a problem in my book. That's always going to be my litmus test. I want to make sure the study has gone through a peer-reviewed process before it's published in a medical journal. Just seeing it on a website, it may be a published peer-reviewed study. It may not be. It's hard to say, but I couldn't find it, so I'll just leave it at that. I don't know how many people were in the study. Was it 5 people or 105 people? Generally, the more people in the study, the better. And I have no clue how many people were in study number 1. And there was no placebo group. As a rule, I want to see a placebo group as well as a supplement group. And you randomly give people either the placebo or the supplement for a period of time, test them before and after, and let's see what the changes may be. I don't see a placebo group mentioned, so that would be a problem for me as well. Now, if we look over at study number 2, this is a bit better study in my book because this study actually has a placebo group, okay? And it lasted 90 days, and people, again, saw some improvements, again, pretty impressive improvements. They said their hair was better, stronger, less falling out, all that stuff, all sounding pretty darn good after 90 days with what they call the key ingredient in the Hair Regeneres dietary supplement. About this study, I was able to find this study, and it appears to correspond to a different dietary supplement called Cyantine HNS, and I'm probably butchering that name, by the way. Cyantine HNS. HNS stands for hair, nail, and skin. Cyantine is a keratin product. Keratin is a protein that's found in hair and nails and skin. And here they gave women either a placebo or 500 milligrams of this Cytokinin HNS supplement for 90 days, and they saw the results you see on the left. Okay, so that's pretty good. And again, giving them 500 milligrams. Okay, that's wonderful. It only involved women. I personally would have liked to have seen it involve men and women, but it is what it is. And I do like to point out that it was sponsored by the makers of that Cytokinin HNS supplement. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as the company doesn't take part in, how the study was done and, stuff like that. I like it when companies actually pump money back into their own research. Okay, I do want to point out that you do see that women got 500 milligrams of the Cytokinin HNS keratin supplement. I believe that's exactly what you're getting in the Hair Regeneres supplement as well, because it's the first ingredient you see in the proprietary blend. This is what they call the bioactive keratin peptides. That's their name for Cytokinin HNS. So since it's the first ingredient listed, I think you are getting 500 milligrams. So kudos to them for doing that. Now, if I look over at the hair thickening research, the hair thickening serum research, they do make reference on their website of a 150-day trial of men and women, and who said their hair was better, better growth, better hair color, etc. Issues with this particular study is, again, I couldn't find where the study was published, so I'm unsure if it's a published study or not. I couldn't tell from the description if there was a placebo group, and then I also noticed that the people received free products and were compensated for their time and their travel. The fact that people got the product for free and they were paid for their time and travel theoretically could be a problem with this study, because if you're paid and you got the product for free, that might influence the answers you give to surveys and stuff like that. So they do mention this to their credit on the product website, so I'm happy to do that, but happy to see that, but I wanted you to know that as well. That could be an influencer in the results of this particular investigation. Now, the hair thickening serum does contain raspberry ketones, which I mentioned a minute ago. Raspberry ketones, again, mostly thought of as a weight loss product, but when I did a little digging on this, I did find a clinical study noted that a topical solution of raspberry ketones seemed to cause hair growth. And the study I located was, it came out in 2008. Basically, it had 10 people, and after a period of time, they put raspberry ketones solution on people's heads, and they noticed after a period of time, half those people had increased hair growth. That's great. Sounds really impressive when you say 50%, but 5 out of the 10 people. So again, not the greatest study out there. I would have liked it again if it had like 50 people or 100 people. It is interesting, and I would have personally liked to have seen a larger study conducted on this. Interestingly enough, this study came out in 2008, and I couldn't find another human study on raspberry ketones and hair growth since 2008. That just made me wonder why, and I don't have an answer for you. It's just one of the things that makes me go, So there is some research on raspberry ketones. So again, if I look over at these products and try to drill down, and I like to say to myself, what might be the key active ingredients in these products? And I like to do that because I'm curious about supplements. But also, if I can, I like to try to save you a little bit of money if I possibly can, because Hair Regeneres is a pretty expensive product, depending on whether you buy it outright month to month or you just go on an auto ship program. It could cost you between $70 and $100 a month, so it's pretty pricey. So what might the key active ingredients be? Well, I believe the main key ingredient in the dietary supplement is what they call the Chromaviv bioactive keratin peptides. That's what I'm calling the Cytokinin HNS supplement. That's the research study that's actually listed on their website, and Cytokinin is a keratin product, so bioactive keratin peptides. That's Cytokinin HNS. As for Chromaviv, I'm unclear what chromative is referring to. They do on the website make references that chromaviv is an ingredient that contains melanin and increases hair pigmentation. But there was no mention of hair getting darker in that Cytokinin HNS study, so it could be chromaviv is a reference to perhaps acetyl hexapeptide 1. Okay, now that is an ingredient which some websites do say that this ingredient can increase melanin production in hair. So could Chromaviv be the acetohexapeptide one? It's possible. I'm not sure. And also, when I looked for actual research on humans with acetohexapeptide 1 demonstrating that it boosted melanin production and made hair return to its more natural color, I didn't see any research on this particular molecule. That said, I did see it listed as an ingredient in some anti-gray shampoos, which makes me think some companies think it works. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. If there's any dermatologists watching this video, feel free to correct me, leave me any studies that you know of. I'd love to take a look at it. So I believe the acetohexapeptide 1 might be it probably is a key ingredient in the hair thickening serum, as well as the raspberry ketones. I'll give them credit for that. It actually does have a study. It's not the greatest study in my opinion, but it is a study nonetheless. So if we look at this product, it's quite possible you're going to have some questions about it. So let me try to anticipate what your questions might be and give you an answer. Okay. So can you buy just a supplement or the hair thickening serum? Remember, there's two different products here, and the answer is no. You're buying them both. Okay, again, it's $70 to $100 a month, depending if you go on auto ship or not auto ship, but you're getting them both every single month, okay, or every month you buy it. You cannot just purchase one or the other. Does the Hair Regeneres system contain SeroVital HGH? Remember, the company that makes SeroVital also makes Hair Regeneres, and the answer is no. These two different products do not contain any ingredients in common. So there's no SeroVital in Hair Regeneres at all. The ingredients are different, and and Hair Regeneres doesn't raise growth hormone or anything like that. And by the way, I'll leave a link in the description of my deep dive review into SeroVital HGH. I did look at this and did a major review of it, which you definitely should check out if you are interested in that particular product. Does it contain minoxidil? And the answer is no. Minoxidil or Rogaine is that hair growth drug we've all heard about. Some products actually do contain minoxidil in their products. This one does not. So I could give them credit for not taking the easy route and putting minoxidil in their product. They don't. The Hair Regeneres product actually has some unique ingredients that I had not seen previously, but there's no minoxidil. So how about that? How long does it take to work? Well, I called the company and they tell me that for best results, it might take about 4 months. They said 120 days before you might notice a difference with these products. Now, I couldn't find clinical research that shows the product takes 120 days before benefits are seen, but I'll give them credit for this. It's going to take 120 days probably for your hair to grow, because hair grows pretty slowly. It's probably going to take 120 before you're going to notice a difference. So I'll be okay with that. It makes sense to me. I do want to point out that the product does come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you did take it for 120 days and you said it's not working for me, then you technically could get your money back on the last month. Okay. Oh, and while we're on the topic, since I said I did call them a couple times during this review, I do want you to know that customer service is they promptly answer the telephone. They are helpful, and they're not heavy on the sales pitch. And I could definitely appreciate that. Some companies it's not so. This one it's a very soft sell. They're not down your throat and trying to get your email and your phone number and all that stuff. So I definitely appreciated that. Lastly, does Hair Regeneres reverse gray hair? And the answer is, honestly, guys, I have no idea. I did look at some pictures they have on that svhairregeneres.com website, and I looked at them and I looked closely and I said, maybe there's a little something going on. It's hard to tell. I think that results are probably going to vary if you're depending on the severity of the gray or the white hair you have. I think if you're Anderson Cooper, I would say don't hold your breath. But what do I know? I'm just not quite sure at this point. So if you've tried it and it's helped you or hasn't helped you, well, definitely let me know below in the comment section, and I'll be very happy to hear what has happened with your experiences with this product. So, guys, that's all I got for you. I'm Joe Cannon. I really hope this this Hair Regeneres review has been of use to you. Again, check out that description. I'm going to leave links to the reviews of this and also my other SeroVital review as well. That's it, guys. Have yourself a fantastic day.